All right, we're making bread. Step one, put some water into the container. Then you take the container, put it into your crock pot or instant pot or whatever, and put it on the lowest setting you've got. Then get your sourdough starter. You're going to take your sourdough starter, you're going to just plunk it right there. Then we're going to get some water, not too hot, but warm is good. About that much. And then this goes right here. You get this thing with this thing. This guy in here. Lock it down. Set it to go, and that'll just mix up. Then we're gonna get some flour and put a little bit in. About that much, like half a cup, vaguely. Alright, after this has been going for a while and it looks all vaguely mixed together, it doesn't have to be perfect, just kind of get most of it into the big bucket, like that. This is nice and warm. Take this, put it in there. That was only mixing for like 3 minutes. And you cover it. Oh, good. You cover it. And you just leave it for a while. This is what it looks like before. You see there's not really any like bubbles or anything in it. Alright, it's about 4 hours later. Check and see how it's doing. See all that bubbles? That means it's happening. So we're gonna take this, we're gonna put it in there. Get this guy. And we're gonna get salt. And we're gonna get flour. Alright, time for flour. We're just gonna add about that much. Yeah, about that much. Go. And then you just let this do its thing. Sometimes you gotta do this thing carefully, you don't get the thing stuck in there, it'll like fling it out of your hand. Alright. Let's see what we got here. So it's kind of sturdy. It's only been going for about 30 seconds. It's a little sticky, but it holds its shape. It's not really goopy. And I take some of this, and this becomes the next starter. And then that goes in the fridge. And that's all there is to managing the starter. And then you gotta put some salt in. So you get this, you get about that much salt, that goes in there, and then keep going. Alright, it's looking a little bit too thick and dry, so add a little bit of water and let it go. I find that holding something in there off to the side helps stir it up. You don't want to get it caught, but this will help like that. It'll help mix it up a little better, but be careful. Alright, been mixing for, I don't know, a minute. I'll pull it up. It's like it's kind of wet and kind of sticky, but not too bad. It doesn't like flow off, it's not batter, you know, so you can clean off your your dough hook and check it, make sure it's all mixed all the way around to the bottom as well. That's looking good. And then we're going to let it go for another 5 minutes or so to really work it in. And I like to keep it on setting 1 or 2 because it can get a little violent otherwise. Alright, it's been going for a while, so we're gonna put it in the back in the warm. Like that. Goes back in the hot seat, the warm bucket, I don't know. Put this on there, come back in about a half hour. Alright, been about a half hour. Time for some stretching and folding. What you do is you grab the, it's hard to do one-handed, but you kind of grab it, and you put it down, and then you grab it again, like that, and you put it over, and you spin it, and you grab it, pull, and put it down. So you do that 4 times or so, you know, each time you turn about 90 degrees. And then it goes back in there. All right, it's been about a half hour. Time for some stretch and fold. I'm gonna take this out. And if you do it two-handed, it's pretty easy, but with one hand, it's kind of a pain. You do this, and then you kind of spin it. You do it from over here. You know, lift it up. It's supposed to be pretty stretchy at this point, you know, really developing that gluten. So you just want to give it some stretches and then not overwork it. And then put it back in there, put that on there, and put that on there. All right, it's been another half hour. Do the same thing. Take it out. And then you grab, whoop, and stretch. And then you grab it on a different side and stretch. And grab it on a different side, stretch. And then the last side. It should be pretty springy. And then just kind of leave it over there, and then I'll put it right back in the warm bath. And then leave it for a while, probably 3 to 4 hours. All right, now it's been a few hours, so we're taking the bread out of the warmer. And this is what it looks like. So it doesn't stick anymore. It has some resistance. And it's a little poofy. We're gonna just take it out and put it here. And then we're going to shape it. Just like that. A little bit of rice flour in the banneton and on the loaf. Get your scraper. Flop it into the banneton. A little bit more flour on top, and cover it and set it on something that has airflow underneath so that the banneton dries out. All right, it's like 2 hours later and I'm too high to bake this right now, so we're gonna put this in the fridge where it will help stabilize the fermentation process, you know, all that stuff. All right, it is early the next morning, and we're gonna take the bread out of the fridge, and we're just gonna put it on the counter so it can warm up a little bit. Very simple. Make sure you don't drop it. Just leave it there for a while. All right, we're gonna set the oven to 450, and we're gonna put pizza stone and a Dutch oven in it. All right, once it's all good and hot, just like that. We're gonna take things out. Take the bread gently right in the middle, sharp knife or a razor, or just keep your knives sharp. 45-degree angle, whoosh, about that deep. Gloves back on, gently put this on here, and then in for 40 minutes. Alright, it's been about 40 minutes. I just grab the bread. Look at that. And set it on something to cool. Ta-da!